So in a previous update, I said that I wanted to go back and rewrite some of the engine code for some of the major systems in the game to make the code look cleaner and to make things run better. So let's start this week with the animation system. So before in the animation system, we had an array of sprites and information for every animation in the entire game. And from that, we would have different objects in the game that required animations. We'll call them 1, 2, and 3 here. And they all point at this cloud, this animation manager, and say, hey, I need this frame of this animation, which is all fine. And then we would get the frame you needed, and all the updating was done in the cloud, and that's fine. But what happened when we have five objects that were the exact same object, right? Like we saw in a previous update, our ghost. Let's say we had 5 ghosts on the screen. With the previous system, we had a problem where all 5 of the ghosts had to have the exact same frame because all the logic, all the updating was done by the cloud, and it only happened for one animation. So every ghost was doing the exact same frame at the exact same time. So to fix this, we have a new system where we have an animation manager that's the same thing in charge of information, textures, sprite sheets, whatever, but it handles no logic or updating. So if we have the same 3 objects that we had before, these 3 now all have their own little middleman called like an object animator, right? So the object animator, the object creates and requests animations from the object manager. From there, the object manager says, hey, I need the information, texture, whatever from this animation that was requested. And so this solves our problem we had before, where if we had, let's say, 5 ghosts, all 5 of those ghosts have their own object animation, and the object animation is handling the logic, handling the update, doing everything itself. And so you could have 5 ghosts that are in completely different states, pulling completely different animations or on completely different frames, and you never have an issue because the cloud isn't handling any of that. The cloud is just handling the information, and their individual object animators are the ones that are pulling the frames and doing the logic. So it's a much cleaner system, and let's take a look at how it works in Engine. Another thing that's cool about going back and doing all these engine rewrites is that I can give myself a lot more freedom than I did before. So you'll see in this picture here, this is like the struct of information that the animator keeps for every single animation in the game, and you can just kind of see here all the different options you have. You have like obviously the texture in the sheet that goes along with every animation, but you also have like total frames, like how many total frames the animation is. You have a frame duration, and that's per frame, so you can actually go in and on a per frame basis you can make it however long you want it to appear on screen, which will be nice. I have a direction, which is just to help me with left and right animations. I kind of cheat, and so it's important that I have that. There's a type, so we have loop. We have like looping. We have ping pong. We have single play. We have the amount of loops. So if you want to do a looping animation, you only want to loop 3 times, you can set it there. And we also have a linked animation. So if you want an animation to play and right after it's done, like it's a single play animation, right after it's done, you want it to start another animation. For example, if you had a roll animation and after the roll, you wanted to go back to the idle animation, you could do it like that. So now that we have this type of freedom, I'm super excited for the future, for putting in animations, for making them look just right. I think we're going to be doing muzzle flash in the future here, so stay tuned for that.